Are you ready to learn some real travel English with comprehensible input? Today we're going to practice real English you can use when you're traveling in the mountains.
Today I am on a tour. I am in Mérida. This is a city in my country. It is located in the Andes mountain range and it's very beautiful. This is our first stop. We are at the local market and we are here to have breakfast, so let's see how it goes. This is my breakfast. As you can see, I'm having arepas. This is a traditional Venezuelan food. They're made of corn flour, cheese, shredded beef, and black beans. I'm not having black beans because they're too heavy for me for breakfast or for lunch or for dinner. So I'm just having arepas, cheese, and shredded beef. And here I have strawberry juice. So let's see how it tastes.
After breakfast, we left the city and we made our way up to El Páramo.
This is our second stop, Juan's Enchanted House. I think it's divided into two parts. Well, this is the meal. This was Juan's meal. And this is the house,
which is noticeably tilted.
Apparently the story, if I'm right, Juan was a boy who ran away from his house and then he decided to build his own house, but he had no knowledge of how to build a house, and then the result was that he built
a house standing at an angle.
Inside this house there are bedding rooms and they were very unique.
As you can see, this is a mill.
This is what people used to grind wheat and corn in the past here in the mountains. Oh, it says here
a goblin
or elf. Maybe he's the responsible for the magic in this house. This is like the backyard of the house. Oh, I love flowers. I need to follow the rest of the people here in the tour. Oh my god, look what we have here.
It's a little waterfall or a fountain. I love them.
I'm just about to go through a dark
hallway here in this house,
where apparently I'm gonna feel a sensation like a hand touching me from my waist to my head. I'm hearing people screaming inside. Let's see how it goes. I must confess I'm a little scared, nervous. No! Here are several bedding rooms where you can bed, or where people used to bed.
The house is so tilted that I'm starting to feel a little dizzy.
And it's hard to walk. Like you can lose balance at any time. This is another weird bedding room. I don't know exactly what they did here. Okay, I just stepped out of this
super tilted house.
Oh, look at that dog.
Our next stop was the monument to Nevado the dog. The story says that when Bolivar's soldiers first saw this strong dog, they wanted to attack him. But Bolivar, the Libertador of Venezuela, stopped them and decided to adopt the dog. From that moment on, Nevado became his loyal companion in every battle and adventure. It is said that the dog died in the last battle for independence, the toughest one. And people say it was the only time they saw Bolivar crying, and it was for his faithful friend. Nevado was a Mucubají, a traditional breed from Mérida, this mountain region of Venezuela. Our fourth stop was the Stone Chapel.
It was built by a local artist named Juan Felix Sanchez, only using stones from the mountain. Every stone was placed by hand, no machines, no cement, only patience and love. It's very small, as you can see, but it's very beautiful. People come here to pray or just to admire the work.
Now we're heading to a restaurant to have lunch. It's farther up the mountain. After lunch, we continued our journey to a beautiful and iconic place in this region.
I am at Mucubají Lagoon. I think that would be the name in English. And as you can see, it's very beautiful. I love these landscapes. I read on internet, I don't know if it's true or false,
that this lagoon was created by a glacier long time ago.
The water is crystal clear, but it looks dark. I think it is because the bottom of this lagoon is dark, and for that reason, that's the dark color here. But actually, the water is crystal clear. Here is very cold, as you can see. I'm not used to cold weather. That's why I'm wearing a bomber jacket, as you can see, and a hat and my scarf. Many things to protect myself from the cold weather. And it's very hard for me to breathe and walk at the same time here because it's very high. I don't remember how many meters, but I think it's near 4,000 meters. So that's a lot above sea level. Something else that you can see in this beautiful landscape is that this beautiful lagoon is surrounded by frailejones. That is a typical plant that only grows in Los Andes landscapes or Los Andes mountains. That's why it's very unique, and this plant is actually protected, so you cannot touch it, you cannot take it home, or you can get arrested. Interesting fact that I didn't know is that this plant grows 1 centimeter per year. So if you see a big frailejon, that means that this frailejon is very old, and that's why it's protected, because it's a very unique plant that only grows in this type of landscape. I am so happy and grateful to know and visit these beautiful places in my country, to have the chance to be here after living abroad for about 7 years. It's a blessing. I'm truly grateful, and I'm very happy to share with you guys these adventures. I hope you are enjoying it, and I hope you like it. Look at this beautiful landscape. So there are so many beautiful places here in Venezuela. It's so amazing. I love it.
Now we're heading to the highest part of the mountain. I'm a little nervous because I'm starting to feel a bit of altitude sickness.
So we are at last stop, I think, for today. This is what people know as Pico el Aguila.
And here you can feel the altitude. We are at the highest point on the Venezuelan highway.
This is not the highest mountain. The highest mountain in Venezuela is Pico Bolívar. And tomorrow the cable car will visit Pico Espejo, that I think is the second highest mountain in Venezuela, if I'm correct, if I'm right. I need to speak slower. I'm short breath. I have a slight headache, earache. I feel a little dizzy and dazed. It's recommended to eat chocolate. I don't know why, but it's a good recommendation because I love chocolate, so it's always all right for me. And well, here we are. It's a beautiful place, but it's very high for someone who is not used to this altitude. Oh, it's rainy and foggy, and I'm very tired. I don't know if you can see. Well, I think you kind of see because it's very foggy. Oh my god, I feel dazed. My hands are frozen. So I think I'm gonna turn off the camera now and try to focus on, survive here.
Hey, si estás disfrutando este contenido y sientes que estás aprendiendo inglés de forma natural, eso es exactamente lo que hacemos en mi programa intensivo de Fluidez Speaking Hacks. Es un programa donde practicamos inglés real cada semana, con clases de conversación en vivo, corrección personalizada, técnicas de fluidez y clases grabadas con todos los hacks que necesitas saber para desbloquear tu inglés. Si tienes un nivel intermedio y te sientes estancado, aquí abajo te dejo en la descripción un link para que hablemos y veamos si esto es para ti.
Good morning. Well, today is a beautiful day. It's very sunny here. Yesterday at night, I was feeling terribly tired. I was beat, I was dazed, my eyes burned, and I felt this pressure in my head. I think it was because of the altitude. I think the altitude hit me really hard yesterday, especially when we were
At the highest point on the Venezuelan highway,
I don't know if you remember, that's Pico el Aguila, or people know this place as Pico el Aguila. So that was very bad. I had a bad time there. The way back to the city was very long. So I started to feel dizzy. I usually get car sick. Car sickness is when you get dizzy when you are in a car. Well, so here we are. Yesterday, we had dinner at this place where I am right now, and it wasn't good. I had shawarma, but it had more lettuce than protein, than meat, than chicken and beef. The bad news is that today we came to the same place to have breakfast. We had empanadas. I had chicken empanadas, but the empanadas had very little chicken. And the dough of the empanada was very thick, and I didn't like it. But well, it's all right. We're gonna start a new day here. We're gonna go to the zoo in the morning, and then in the afternoon we're going to the cable car. I'm not so excited about going to the zoo because I don't fully agree with zoos, because I feel animals there are sad, like in jail for animals. But at the same time, I think that maybe if you pay the ticket to go to a zoo, you are kind of collaborating to pay the food of these animals. That's what I say to myself, not to feel bad. We'll see. I'll show you later. And in the afternoon, we're going to the cable car. I'm so excited. I really hope to see the snow and see the snow for the first time. That's kind of my dream, and that's I think one of the main reasons why I came here. So let's see how it goes. Well, I am at the zoo right now, and I have to admit that I have pretty mixed feelings about being here.
on one hand, I can help but wonder if I'm contributing to these animals being kept in captivity, trapped, and perhaps even sad. By paying this ticket, am I just helping to fund their confinement, even if it's for their food and upkeep?
But then I consider the other side of the coin. Maybe zoos are an important part of conservation efforts, trying to help species that are on the verge of extinction. I think it's a complex issue, and I honestly don't have the answer. I don't know if you can see back there, there's a lioness. She's in this cage with her cubs. She's still nursing, and apparently after 3 months, she will decide to introduce them to the lion, the father, I guess. It's very interesting.
I had the chance to talk to some zookeepers, and to my surprise, I realized that they really care for the animals. They know their behavior and what they need. Most zoos actually work to preserve endangered species, even if they can't always release them back into the wild. However, some animals born in zoos are later taken to wildlife reserves, where they're prepared to return to their natural habitat.
I must confess that I feel a bit guilty for being here, but at the same time I can't deny it. The excitement that I feel for being here and seeing these beautiful animals, I can tell that they really take care of them. That makes me feel better. And I've always had this deep connection with animals. Like I can feel what they're feeling, whether it's happiness or sadness. And that's a feeling that stays with me.
After the zoo, we headed to our last stop of the tour, which was also the place where we had lunch.
Hey, so we are at the cable car here in Mérida. I'm so excited. I just had lunch at the food court that is here. And we are just about to get on the cable car. Our first stop will be at the final station, that is Pico Espejo, and it's at 4,765 meters above sea level. So that's why I'm taking here my bomber jacket and my jacket. I'm so excited about it. After that, we'll make our way back down and then we'll stop at the other stations. Let's see how it goes.
Pero antes de subir al teleférico, al cable car, tengo una pregunta muy importante para ti. ¿Ya te suscribiste? Hazlo ya mismo, que es gratis, y así me ayudas a seguir haciendo contenido como este. Y no te olvides de activar la campanita. First, we boarded the cabin, which can hold several people. As we started going up, we could first see the city of Mérida from above. To reach the last station, we had to make 3 transfers at different stops. Little by little, the scenery began to change. We could notice how the vegetation looked completely different as we climbed higher. Along the way, we also saw beautiful lagoons surrounded by mountains. As we got closer to the top, the air started to feel colder, and we could really notice the temperature drop. The view was breathtaking. It honestly felt like we were surrounded by clouds, with all the fog and the altitude. Okay, here we are at the last station, Pico Espejo. I need to speak slower. I'm feeling pressure in my head and in my chest. I'm starting to feel slightly dizzy. It's a weird sensation. I feel my heart beating like if I were running, but I'm not running, which is a very weird sensation. Came here because I wanted to see the snow. That was like my dream. And there's the snow here. Down here. I'll try to show you. Well, it's happening. It's snowing. This is a dream come true. I'm so happy. Look. Oh my god. I can't believe it. It's happening. We stayed at the last station for about an hour and a half, and that really hit me hard. The altitude sickness just got worse. Then we went down to the lower stations, and the facilities there are really nice, and there are many activities that you can do. For example, you can try the zip line or the extreme swing, which is this huge swing hanging over the mountain. You can also see the old cable car cabins. And there's a cafe where you can sit and enjoy the view. I didn't do any of those activities because I was feeling pretty bad, and honestly, I was saving my energy to make it back down and survive. And that's how we wrapped up the trip. Thanks for joining me on this adventure, and I hope you enjoyed the tour and learned lots of new English phrases along the way.